Hello there, Ray here, and today guys, I would like to show you a simple raid farm that we made during the stream. This was made by Kitty, myself, as well as everyone who joined our Twitch stream. And that's where we designed this up. Now, if you guys don't know what a raid farm is, I did do two previous designs, which I'll link down in the description, which will go into much more detail than this video. Be sure to watch those videos before watching this one, as I'm mostly going to go over the changes from the previous design to this one. Now, if you guys don't know what a raid farm is, it is a way to farm up totems of undying automatically, as well as some 70 plus other items, including really good ones such as like emeralds. The way that it works is that we build this where there is a pillager outpost. This allows pillagers to spawn around the outside, and they'll just spawn here on the grass, and from here they'll be able to see this villager who's in the center, and then they will try to pathfind towards it. So anywhere along the edges, they will walk towards this villager, and they try to find the shortest route to get to the villager and which way they have to go around here and enter on one of the four sides. Once over here, they'll try to get even closer yet, and they'll hop down here, but once they fall down here, they will no longer have a easy line of sight to shoot the villagers. But they still memorize where the villager is, and they'll continue walking towards the center, and they'll eventually fall into this water stream here, which will push them all the way to the center. And we have a drop shaft, and this will just take them way down underneath the ground where they have a low amount of health, and this is where the player will be able to AFK and you can kill them. And then all their loots will get picked up and put into this chest over here. And you also get some XPs off them. And here's some of the loots I got off of killing these raids. But here's all the different types of items you can get during a raid, as well as you can also get all these free items once you have the Hero of the Village effect. And you can learn more about how to get these items in my previous video. This is the exact same world as that one with pretty much the same setup, except it's been simplified. So instead of having kind of a smaller footprint, but having it more complicated in the center, we have a bigger footprint, but it's simpler. So in the previous design, we'd let the pillagers get very close to the villager and even be able to shoot towards him, but we made it so that the arrows never be able to reach the villager and damage him whatsoever. But with this design, it's a little bit different, where we have the pillager still able to see the villager and try to move in towards him, but we make sure that the villager will fall down so he's unable to have a direct line of sight, and therefore will never be able to shoot off his crossbow towards that villager. This means we need to keep the villager a good distance away from the pillager. It's about 16 blocks that we have to make sure so that the pillager is unable to shoot at the villager. Because what the pillager will do is he'll try to run close enough. Once he comes within the 16 blocks, then he'll be able to shoot. But once he falls down here, anywhere down in here, the pillagers will not be able to see the villager. So this farm is relatively simple to build up. As you can see, what we have is mostly just a wall around the outside, so it concentrates the spawns to come into four main sides. Then we have some lava here just to kill the Ravagers. We also have some water so that Ravagers won't get stuck if there's two of them that come in at the same time. Down here we just have slabbed areas, as well as make sure that no mobs can spawn anywhere inside of this farm. That way they have to spawn on the outside. The way you operate this farm is that since it's a pillager outpost, the pillagers will normally spawn around the outside, move towards the center, and you would just AFK down underground here and kill them, and eventually you'll kill a guy that has a banner. And that will give you the bad omen. The bad omen will allow you to start the raid. Just as before, if any new pillagers spawn up above, you can see it can interrupt the raid, but eventually the raid bar will fully load to the very end. The player can just sit down here AFK the whole time, but once a raid does start, I'll show you what occurs. The raiding party will actually spawn here near the platform, and then they'll all try moving towards the center. You see we got a way to kill the Ravagers. We have some lava here, which will go ahead and kill them. We also made it so that the illagers on top will not take any damage from lava, which was a problem with the previous design. So this way you can save your evokers so they won't die. And now this makes it a lot more efficient for totems of undying. Then you can see all the mobs will end up going down here. And this is where you'll be killing them. So you can kill those witches, the pillagers, the vindicators, and even the evokers and get those lovely totems of undying. The witches are the ones that are dropping the healing potions. Now, when the Ravagers die, they will drop saddles, which will fall down right over here. If you want to, you can go ahead and put some hoppers underneath these slabs, and then the hoppers will pick up any saddles, and you can just collect them into a chest or wherever you want them. That's optional. But after a while, you'll get so many saddles you probably don't want anymore. Now in this design, we also have the villager just having a little bit of his head showing. If I press F3 and B, you can kind of see his red line here, which is what the pillagers look at. And we have some snow layers in here, but that's not to prevent the pillagers' arrows from hitting the villagers. These are to prevent it so that when a pillager is over here, the snow layers mostly block the villager's head so he's unable to shoot at him. The words above this villager head are just a command that somebody did to make sure that the villager wasn't taking any damage. over a long period of testing that we did on this farm. Now this villager in the center is just to attract the pillagers from the outside into the center. To actually get a raid started, you need to have a village, which at a minimum consists of a villager plus a bed. So actually halfway down this drop shaft here, we have a villager and a bed right here. And that's considered a village. And this is the village that the pillagers are trying to go after. Even though it's underground, they will try to still go towards the center. So stuff like witches, which aren't trying to attack the villager, they'll still walk towards the center and try to walk as close to the center of the village as possible, which will fall into this water stream and then be swept down into the drop shaft. Now this wall allows it so that the pillagers can see over top of it, even if there is like a Ravager that is spawned in. You see his red line is also high enough so he can see through here. We also have some blocks on the side so he doesn't go on top of this water and try to hop over. As well on this side, we also have some blocks to prevent him constantly from moving upwards in the lava so he doesn't go completely through it. And we also have some iron bars here to kind of align him so that you'll be close enough towards the center to get burned by the lava. And if there's two Ravagers in here, they can both come to the middle and bump each other, but they'll eventually push through and make it towards the center, and that's why we have these water streams. And it's just a water source that's falling down into a hole, same thing for over here. We found that to be the most reliable system for getting the Ravagers in there, especially if there's two of them, which can happen. Notice how the Evoker, even though he's on top of the Ravager, he is not trying to attack the villager over there. He's not doing any of his summoning spells or anything like that. And of course, once he falls down here, he is unable to see the villager, and therefore he also won't attack him. Now, if you just summon in like Evoker like this, then he won't be attracted to the center of the village. But ones that come from raids are attracted to the center, and therefore they'll automatically walk towards there. Now, the Ravager thinks that they can pathfind down through this hole here and get closer to the villager, and that's why he's trying to walk over here. Because normally they wouldn't try to walk over here, but this hole here actually allows them to fall down there. The problem is the lava actually causes him to move upwards, and therefore he's never able to actually go down there. And by moving the lava into this location, we're also able to save the saddles that come from the Ravager. And it's far enough away that the pillagers, evokers, witches, and vindicators don't take any damage from it. Now you can build this out of whatever materials you want. Most important thing is to have this wall around here. This little trim edge here is just for aesthetics. You can have banners or signs, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be these pretty banners. And for the center here, we just have snow layers that work pretty good. You can put another block that is a similar height. Now if you're afraid your villager is going to get struck by lightning, you can go up 10 blocks and put in a 3x3 area of glass so that lightning is unable to strike them. And if like lightning strikes over here, it shouldn't affect the villager. It's not going to convert over into a witch. The design is very simple and definitely a go-to design if you're going to build up a raid farm, as it's a lot easier to build up than the previous design with all the different boats. And the only downside is you have less spawning area for the pillagers, but you still get some really good pillager spawns, especially if you light up the caves underneath, and that way it concentrates the spawns on top of the surface. Now if you wanted to, you can separate this into two different parts. So you can have like a pillager killing system and then go to a different location to have your raid farm occur. I just stuck the pillager farm as well as the raid farm both into one. That way you can essentially sit underneath and AFK for as long as you want, and eventually you'll get enough villagers to start a raid, and eventually you'll finish the raid. And then if you continue staying down here, then it'll just loop back over again by getting more pillagers and getting more raids. You never really have to leave this location here. And if you have your villagers sitting over here, you can also get all those amazing loots from them as well for free. Like I said, the previous video does a lot better explanation on how to set this up, as well as looking for a good location, making so you get some decent spawns. So be sure to check out that video, which is linked down below. And as always, if you guys want to look at this farm in more detail so you can build up your very own worlds, I will provide the world download down in the description. It's a zip file. All you have to do is download that and then go inside the zip file, find the folder, and then put that into your save folders. And then you'll just have a new world, which will have all this stuff in it so you guys can look at it. And that way you can build it properly for your world. Now, if you guys do want to have a block-by-block tutorial, one of the fellow ProTech members, Puffingfish, is going to make a tutorial for you guys, and you can check that out at his channel, which I'll also link down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this raid farm, where you can get over 70 different types of items, and it's actually relatively simple to build up. Big thanks to Kitty for helping design this, as well as everyone who came on the stream and built this up and made it also look aesthetically pleasing. And if you guys like to join our Twitch streams where we open up a server to the viewers, there's more information down below. If you guys did enjoy this farm, be sure to leave a like as well as share this with someone else that might enjoy it as well. And if you guys haven't already, be sure to go ahead and subscribe. That way you guys get informed of any new farms that come out. And I'd like to thank all you guys for watching. I really enjoy building these farms for you guys. Bye bye.